Hello and welcome to Beyond the Pour. I'm Neelu, your sommelier host, and today we're talking all things hospitality. I'm super excited to introduce my guest for today, and I have Jessie Keilt, who is a renowned chef in Sonoma County, and gosh, I am so excited to hear more about you, Jessie. If you could possibly introduce yourself.
Thank you for having me. I'm Jessie. Great to be here. I'm chef here in Sonoma County and interested to hear your questions.
Yes, we've got lots of questions for you. Well, first of all, you have your own business, your own catering company, and it is called Blue
Blue
Blossom,
Blossom Catering.
Blue Blossom Catering. I think let's start off with you're in Sonoma County. How did you come up with that name? And then we need to get to the cool stuff because there's a lot to talk about. But how did you come up with that name and what got you into even into this line of work?
So, Blue Blossom Catering, my middle name is Bluebell. So, I am a Blue Blossom.
Yes, for
So Blue
sure.
Blossom Catering, when I was coming up with the name, Blue Blossom Catering just came up and seemed like a natural fit, and I liked the ring of it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And Bluebell was what your parents named you, like that was your
Yep,
middle
Jessie
name.
Bluebell.
And where did they get that from? Like people ask, like I don't have a middle name, but I would love to have a middle name. And I'm just wondering, was it a special thing that, was important to them or just
I
love the name?
grew up in England.
Yeah.
There's bluebells in the wood. My mum just liked bluebells.
Isn't that
Um,
with like so this we have this in common. I grew up in England as well. You're half British, half American. Um I went to boarding school and then in England, and when I talked to you, you also went to boarding school and we started chatting
yeah.
about this, like so many things that we had in common. Um but one thing that when I had my daughter, I decorated her room with fairies and weren't those like bluebell flower, those little flowery things?
Yeah,
They were in all when you wanted to do the fairy thing, it was just everywhere, right? In
absolutely,
England.
absolutely.
I
Yeah,
loved it.
bluebells and fairies are synonymous with one another.
I love it. Now, for all the people that were obsessed with the Grateful Dead and are still obsessed with the Grateful Dead, can you tell us your connection? Because I think they'll
Sure.
get really excited about this.
So my dad was Robert Hunter, who was the lyricist, the one of the lyricists, the main lyricist for the Grateful Dead. Um,
Yeah.
that you could recount as his song.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, that's my connection there.
Yeah,
Um,
that's pretty cool. I mean, I was really surprised about so your mom and dad decided to move to California like when you were 12 or 13,
yeah,
and you were like, the heck, I'm not leaving my friends. I'm gonna stay in England,
well,
right?
we came back and forth growing up. We'd
Yeah.
spend months here in California, and then go back to England, where we mostly had our life. My dad really pushed to be back in California,
Because he was
and
American and he was from there,
yeah,
right?
and we had a house in San Anselmo, and so he really pushed for it. And when I was I 12 or 13? 12 or 13. I must have been 13 is when we moved back here and left
Hmm.
England permanently.
Yeah.
And I just did not want to be here.
Yeah.
And so I ended up going to boarding school in England for almost 2 years. And then I really, I missed my family more than I wanted to
Miss
be in
my
England.
friends. Yeah.
And so, and also in boarding school, it wasn't, I had left the village I grew up in. So I
Oh my
wasn't with
gosh.
my friends anymore.
Yeah.
And I just missed my family so much that I decided that it was time for me to make the great leap to California.
And was that a good thing when you like probably around 15, you were like, I'm in California, the weather's
You
a little
know,
bit better. Okay,
You know,
yeah.
I can't say that I loved it when I mean, it's funny
Yeah,
looking back because, as a teenager, I really wanted to be in England and I couldn't wait for summer to
sure.
come around because we'd go to England for a few months. And I was just, my sister and I were just so
So
happy to be
cool.
back in England.
Yeah,
I love Sonoma County. I think
yeah,
I probably live in one of the best places on the planet.
yeah.
And I can't really understand what my objection to it was.
No, it's a normal thing. That was the roots were there. You were over there and 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 you were like, "Oh my God, I'm getting taken away from all my friends and what I know."
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
as amazing as California is, it's like it was hard for you at that point to leave your friends, and that's a normal reaction, I would say. And so your mom was British, your dad was American, and so having this creativity in the family, uh, was everybody artistic, would you say, in some way in the family?
That's actually a funny question because I would say that everybody except me, I really thought
No.
that I
Oh.
was not an artist. And I was a painter, my dad was a writer. My sister's an amazing jewelry maker.
Yeah.
She has a background in design and so I always thought that I was kind of lacking in any artistic talent. And it wasn't really until I started cooking for myself, not making other people's food, but making my own food, that I really
Yeah.
realized plating and there's art in food. And so, it was kind of my creative outlet.
Yeah, because I mean, that is art. I mean, I've looked at your Instagram and I've seen the way you create these dishes and this and that and it's so beautiful. But you just decided to go into the food part where everybody
Yep.
else was doing either music or writing songs or something like that. And I believe your daughter is also singing right now. She's got
My
her own
daughter
band.
is a singer-songwriter. She has a band called the Letter Writers. Give her a little plug there. And they're
Bravo.
great. They're located
Yeah.
in the East Bay, and yeah,
Yeah.
she definitely she ran with it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's in the blood, right?
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
gonna get it whether you like it or not. And
it's
so
in the DNA.
it's absolutely fantastic. So you've lived in Sonoma County for a number of years. How many years have you been here?
Gosh, I've been here for around 30 years now. 30,
Well,
31 years. Yeah,
same as me. Same.
yeah.
Well, I've been in California about 33 years and about 29 in Sonoma County. And so being a chef, Um, is this the place that you see being the place for you to get all that brilliant, fresh fruit and vegetables? And I know you're into foraging mushrooms. Do you feel this is the spot for me, or would you prefer to be somewhere else?
I honestly can't think of anywhere better on the planet to be. I mean,
Yeah.
Sonoma County is it's the epicenter for produce. The wine here is fantastic. I know people love Napa wines, but for me, Sonoma County wines
Hmm.
are really where it's at. I like the slightly colder climate than Napa. You get the more delicate wines, Pinots, which is my favorite. I like a coastal Pinot. Um,
Yes.
so yeah, and then you've got the ocean, you've got great seafood,
Yeah.
great vegetables, great wine. It's pretty dang hard to beat. Really
Yeah.
fantastic. I mean, Cowgirl Creamery, we've got some of the best cheese. Uh, in this area too. So
This is so when you have a group that you're doing a private, event for, you're super comfortable finding all the produce that you need and creating a menu, and then pairing it with wine. No problem, right? It's
right,
all available. It's easy to
it's all
find.
here. It's all
Yeah,
here. That's yeah. I mean, there's no need to source anything really from anywhere else.
I love it. Do you think this is the place that you'll always want to live in?
I mean, I can't imagine this. A few years ago, my husband and I toyed with the idea of moving to Maine, which I love Maine.
Yeah, gorgeous
But
spot. Yeah.
the winters are long.
Mm.
There's
Yeah.
a mud season, which I could do
Yeah.
with that. And yeah, I mean, I just, you don't have the availability of produce there that you do here. So, uh,
Right.
the climate here is pretty amazing. I mean, it's hard to not like it here.
I think also living here, because for a long time for me, I was like, it's so slow, I want to be somewhere else. But then when you sit down and think what you have, uh, around you, whether it's the restaurants, the wineries, the culture, the people, um, you say, you know what, this is a great spot to have as my foundation is my spot to come home to, but I can always travel. I can always
Absolutely.
go to Maine.
Absolutely.
I can always go to Europe or whatever, but come back here where it's not hectic, it's not crazy. And there's a slower lifestyle. There's a slower, easier lifestyle,
And
right?
it's a sweet place to raise kids as well.
Yes,
No,
yes. I agree. I
it's
agree. I did the same thing, and I think we did the only place we could have picked. That was just fantastic. Now, I want to ask you, um, you do a lot of these events, and recently you were in San Francisco, and it was correct me if I'm wrong, 60th anniversary of the Grateful Dead, and
yep.
you were the person that introduced everybody up on the stage. And then, what did that
Well,
feel like?
I it was me and a bunch of other quote unquote kids from Jerry's
Right?
daughter, Mickey's daughter,
Right.
Bob Weir's kids,
Crazy
Bill
cool.
Kreutzmann's son. And so we all got up there, Phil Lesh's son. We all got up there and introduced the band. It was pretty fun. It was a
Yeah.
wild experience to be in front of 60,000 people.
What an incredible sensation to feel that, and you just felt your roots, your dad, everybody being there like at that moment.
Sure. I
Was
mean,
it
yeah, it was,
incredible?
it was, I can't, I have to say, we were all kind of giggling about it the whole time.
Yeah.
It was surreal. And, I mean, Dead and Company it's not the Grateful Dead, but it certainly keeps that spirit alive. I think that it's interesting to see how it's kind of come full circle.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
new,
Well,
a new generation of people are interested in the music.
absolutely, absolutely, and so many people that have loved it and still love it. And did you for that event do any cooking, or was it just like
Oh
uh,
no, no,
not your
it
thing?
was
Okay, okay,
no, it
love it.
was they have, it was. I mean, I don't I don't cook on that kind of scale. That's
That's
thousands of
crazy
people
amount of
that they're
people.
cooking for.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What's your ideal group number? Like if somebody calls you and says, "I'm coming into town for 3 days, and we're doing a family reunion, and we want to hit up some wineries and this and that." Um, how many people do you like? Like, what's your ideal number? Like,
I
I
mean,
could
I
say,
I like to cook for say somewhere between 12 and 20 people.
yeah,
That's that's a good size group.
beautiful number. Yeah.
Yeah,
For me too, when I do the wine stuff, that's the number, honestly, that I feel comfortable with.
it's
Where you
still
can,
small enough that you
yeah,
feel a personal connection with everyone.
you have a connection, you can really have a conversation, you can really talk about what you're making and people appreciate it and you compare it with the food and it's just like frigging amazing. Um, I absolutely love that. Now, I want to ask you a couple of goofy questions. Um, you know, was there a big cultural difference when you were growing up and say your mom went into the kitchen, what would she make? And then you on the every now and again your dad probably walked into the kitchen, he's like,
This
I'm
is
going to
this is such a hilarious question. I think the only
That's
thing
why I
that
said
I
goofy.
actually so my mom was the cook.
Really? Okay.
I think the only thing I ever remember my dad making was gringo tacos,
Oh
and
my gosh, that's hilarious.
which
Okay.
which I still love to this day. It's a nostalgic memory. But yeah,
Yeah.
hard taco shells, some ground beef, some taco seasoning,
That's such a
um,
California
a
thing.
little shredded lettuce and cheese.
Yeah. That's what we all eat when we just don't have anything else in the pantry. We're like, we can make tacos. We're good. And
We
it's
can do
so
tacos.
delicious. Taco night coming up. Yeah. So that was his kind of cooking and then
But
your
I mean,
mom.
he maybe would make himself a grilled cheese sandwich, but my dad
Yeah.
was not. He was not a man about the kitchen. No,
He was not a chef. So,
no.
but your mom from an early when you guys were young, she taught you how to forage mushrooms. And
Yeah,
then you also learned, oh my God, and I haven't heard many people talk about stinging nettles, but you were telling me that you were friggin' taking you still do,
yeah,
and you use them in your cooking. Can I just tell you, my memories of England with stinging nettles are us taking once a week we go riding and we're going through the forest and we're falling off these horses. They're just bucking us off and we're going down into the forest and rolling around and we'd be covered, stinging nettles just stung us everywhere. And that's my memory of
yeah.
stinging nettles.
It's actually funny when we
What?
first moved here. I didn't realize that there were stinging nettles here because we were living in Marin, excuse me, in Marin and in San Anselmo, and it's pretty urban, and it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't really until I got out into the woods in Sonoma County that I realized there were stinging nettles here. But yeah, the stinging nettles are great. They taste a lot like spinach, and high in fiber, rich in iron.
Yeah.
It's a nutritional delight. You just got to put some gloves on when you pick them.
Right? I'll leave that to you. I'm good. I'll just pour the wine. Uh, that was very painful. Um, so that's a really cool thing. And you really for me is how much British influence, British food are you bringing to your cooking here in California at this moment?
Um, you know, not unless somebody specifically, a few years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I had a group of Kiwis ask me to make them and of course, New Zealanders eat very British food, and they asked me to make
Mm-hmm.
them an Easter lunch,
Oh,
and
wow.
and being as they were Kiwis, I understood exactly what they meant,
You
and
knew it. Yeah.
they were delighted that I didn't offer them a ham.
Yeah. No, no,
um,
no. Yeah, exactly. Oh
so
my
so
gosh.
so generally, I would say not much. I don't bring a whole lot of British cooking into my
Yeah.
food. I cook seasonal, local, organic food.
Yeah.
My focus is very kind of California style, very Sonoma County, very farm to table, which is a stupid thing to say because, of course, everything
Everything is
comes from
for.
the farm and goes to the tables.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's a
but
good
it's but
logo,
it's
though. It's
it's
a
an
good
understood style of
slogan.
cooking.
Yeah. It's a good slogan. And really, what they're trying to say is it's fresh. We're really getting it from the source. It's not sitting in stores, but when you're here, that's what you're getting, right? Sonoma County. I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm
it.
yeah. I mean, we have. I feel like we have some of the best grocery stores here. Oliver's is a fantastic
You
source
were
for,
saying
you know,
that. Well, I
great
shop there all the
great
time.
meat.
Yeah,
Yeah, great produce, good
yeah,
good seafood department. I mean, they really, they've got the kind of Sonoma County thing dialed in.
I
So
know.
lots of times when people ask for a cake, I'll go to Oliver's and get a cake because their bakery department's great too.
Do you
So
know
plug
what
for
my favorite?
Oliver.
Do you know what my favorite cake is at Oliver's? That almost every birthday, if I don't pick it up, somebody else picks it up for me. It's a princess cake.
Oh yeah,
Have
yeah.
you
The
seen that
princess
one?
cake is fantastic.
I love that with the marzipan on the top, and then
I was
you've
going to
got
say the
that.
marzipan is so very English, isn't it?
Well, is it? Yeah, that's probably.
I think
I was telling you, like so much of what I do as an adult, even though I was like, I'm American now, but you grow up with those roots, and so much has come with me. The food that I eat, the way that I do it, you're gonna have the British influence, whether even trying or not trying. It's gonna come
I mean,
across.
I still eat Marmite on toast on the regular.
Well,
That's
that's one I'm gonna say no to. Marmite, no. We'll say
it's so
no.
funny. People either love it or hate it, but
Right?
um, I
What
love
is
Marmite.
that? Yolk. But that's Australian,
Yeast
right? Isn't it
yeast
very much?
extract. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an umami bomb. It's
Maybe
delicious.
I should try it one more time because I'm doing a lot of sake tastings and pairings, and maybe I should see. I haven't touched that stuff for 20 years. I need to, yeah, maybe go back to that and see what I think.
You have to go super light on it,
Yeah,
just a small amount.
I always like, yeah, there's some things that are hard to, but definitely we'll try it. That's cool. That's cool. And Jesse, if you were not a chef, what do you think you'd be doing right now?
Well, I mean, in my fantasy mind, I'd be a rock star or an actress or,
Playing some
something
guitar?
fabulous.
Yay.
Sure. I mean, I don't have a musical bone in my body, but yes, that's what I would be doing. It's hard
Yeah.
to say. I've been cooking for so long, I can't really imagine doing. I mean, it's what I love. I wouldn't really want to do anything else. But how about a famous fashion model? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So do you put a lot of time in what you're wearing and stuff? Do you kind of create your
No,
outfits? No,
not
you're
at
just like,
all.
that's what I would do. Okay. Love it. No, it's so funny because we could be obsessed, and say like, yes, it might not be part of my everyday life, but God, if I had the opportunity, this is what I'd be doing, right? Like for me,
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw something out. I'd love to be a polo ride, ride horses and play polo.
Oh God, that's great. Why didn't I think of that? Yeah.
Do you like that? But
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
I've ridden horses, but I've never played polo. But I'm like, what the
I've
heck?
never
That would
played
be
polo either,
so
but
cool to be like, Prince William or Prince Harry or somebody like just, but
or an Olympic
yeah.
show jumper, or
Or a
yeah,
show jumper.
yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, life just takes you in different directions, but how cool is that for, to dream about, I'd say. And,
I like that idea.
yeah, there's so many cool things that you could do. Now, there's a couple of really goofy questions, some more goofy questions. If you could cook for a historical figure, dead or alive, I want to ask you, what would you like to make? You don't have to do a three-course meal. What would you like to make? And what would you pair, like if you could pick a wine, what would you like to serve them?
Wow. I'm gonna have to be completely selfish and say my dad. And
Oh,
I'd make him tacos
tacos? Oh
and
my God, stop. That's fantastic. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah.
that's a selfish, awful thing to say, but yeah,
Is
that's
that
where my
selfish
head's
or is
at.
that adorable? The
Oh,
fact that you could get so creative with those tacos now, and you could say, yeah, Dad, you made it with two ingredients, but look what I'm gonna make for you.
right, right.
God
Yeah,
almighty. And what would you pair? What wine would you pair with it?
I'd have to go with the Beaujolais.
Beaujolais. Gamay?
Yeah,
Like it. Like
yeah,
he liked it or you like it?
he liked it.
Love it. That's absolutely fantastic. And what is your, this is my song question, and I love it. I've got some funny answers from everybody. What's your go-to song when you're in the zone and you're like, okay, cool, I'm in the kitchen, I'm chopping up this, I'm chopping up that, I feel good. Just to let you know, mine is Fleetwood Mac. I'm turning on Fleetwood Mac and I'm cooking with a glass of cab in my hand or a Malbec. What would you be listening to?
I'm going to tell you that when we're on our way to a job, we have one song that we listen to when we're about 5 minutes out that just puts us in the mood, and that is "Pump Up the Jam" Tektronix.
Are you serious? I love
Not even
that.
joking. But
Oh
when
my
I'm in
God,
the
pump
kitchen,
up the.
I have a playlist with probably over 1,000 songs on it that really goes from anything from the mushiest, sappiest music you can imagine to some
Yeah.
gangster rap. So
There's a good
I'm
rap
all over the
coming
place.
up too.
But that's my go-to song is "Pump
Yeah.
Up the Jam."
Oh,
Yep,
fabulous. Fabulous. It gets you guys all the whole team together and they're like, let's go. Right?
let's
Pump
do
up the
it.
jam.
Let's
I
do it.
love it. So right now, I want to kind of, if somebody's coming into town, we get a lot of calls, we get a lot of questions. They want a private chef coming to their Airbnb. How much notice would you need?
Um, you know, ideally or in reality, I mean, ideally, I'd like, a month to um to think about what I'm going to make and to really be prepared for them. But, in reality, they could call me 4 days before, and if I'm not booked, then
That's
I'm
it.
yours. Yeah.
And I just had a meeting with somebody about the experiences that I offer, and they're like, it's a place in Napa, and I was like, they're like, how much advance? I'm like, if I don't have anything booked, 24 hours because I know what I'm going to be offering, right?
Yeah.
So it's just so depend unless it's something custom and they're asking you to find, this strange meat or fish or something that you don't have, you potentially could 4 days ahead
Yeah,
do
I
a
mean,
whole,
I had a last minute inquiry a couple of months ago where I cooked for 6 people, and they literally called me 24 hours before, and I just woke up the next morning, shopped for
yeah.
them, prepped for them, and cooked for them that night.
How
Yeah,
fabulous that they get a chance to have you. And also they can read more about you on the last, where's my magazine? I don't know where I put it. The last episode of Sonoma magazine.
yeah,
You're in there, and I really had made a point of putting it in front of me, and I don't know where I put it now. You're in Sonoma magazine, and so they can read more about how amazing you are. Um, and gosh, we are so happy to have you in Sonoma County. I am super excited that I met you, and I'm super excited to be hopefully doing some wine and food pairings with you down the road.
likewise. I look forward to that. And,
Yeah.
having a social glass of wine as well.
Well, you know it, girl. We are going to be doing that. Thank you so much, Jessie, from Blue Blossom Catering. Jessie Keilt, you guys, and for everybody listening to this, please do subscribe. We're going to be on YouTube. We're called Beyond the Pour. We're interviewing the best of the best. And people that I'm obsessed with. So please do like, please do subscribe, please do share. And we're looking forward to having you join the California Tastings team. Thank you, Jesse. I really appreciate it.